It does raise an eyebrow that he gets better as everyone gets worse. Something came out called the Mitchell Report, where they had all these guys that supposedly used performance-enhancing drugs. A, Barry Bonds was not on that list of the Mitchell Report. B, 103 names were on the report. C, none of them hit 73 home runs in the season.
Well, I mean, we're not pretending he wasn't on steroids.
That's right.
I mean,
I know that.
You could see him how skinny he was.
Right.
And then, 1 year he came into camp, he was a lot heavier, and he said, I'm out of shape. And, but who puts on weight in the mandible?
That's right. How about that? How about that? You're absolutely right. But I'm just saying.
When Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman speak out on ESPN, the boxing world pays attention. And this time, their focus was squarely on Jake Paul. According to the two veteran analysts, the self-proclaimed problem child might be facing a serious problem of his own. On national television, Smith and Kellerman dissected Paul's career, questioning his dramatic physical transformation, his rapid size increase in less than 2 years, and the mounting steroid allegations trailing him ahead of his fight with Gervonta Davis. They didn't hold back. For months, murmurs about Jake's physique have been growing louder across the boxing community. When he first stepped into the sport in 2020, Paul was a lean 190-pound YouTuber trying to prove he belonged. Now he's reportedly walking around at over 225 pounds of solid muscle, a transformation that's raising more than a few eyebrows.
Please tell me more. Nevada State Athletic Commission and USADA, the testing organization, which refuses to use the most kind of sophisticated tests that can test for these synthetic epitestosterone, etc., masking agents, on the grounds that they're too expensive, even though USADA, who never catches anyone, they once caught one fighter, and that was after public pressure was brought to bear, because they caught him multiple times, they never really wanted to do anything about it, and enough public pressure was brought to bear that they actually did something about it. This organization, USADA, costs like 10 times as much as this organization, VADA, which actually tests and catches fighters. So the real big question from all this is, why insist on USADA, the more expensive test? And the answer is because you're purchasing a result. The inference here is you're purchasing the result you want.
And this isn't just fan speculation. Fighters, trainers, and even Jake Paul's former opponents have openly questioned how he managed to pack on so much size, strength, and endurance in such a short period, while insisting he's completely clean. Stephen A. Smith captured the sentiment perfectly on First Take, saying, "You're telling me this man goes from a YouTube prankster to a heavyweight threat in just a few years, and we're not supposed to ask questions?"
I think he's taking steroids. Yeah. I do 100%. I'm willing to bet that. All the money that I have, I'd bet.
I've always had my suspicions, and
and dude, I'm not even sitting here being like, fuck him for that at all. This doesn't make that clear.
Okay. I mean, but in combat sports,
what do you think? Do you think he is or he isn't?
I think he has for sure, but I don't know if he is currently.
Why would he not? If
well, that's what I'm saying.
He's looking in the mirror. He's in his bathroom. And he's like, Dylan, I'm gonna kill this. And he's like injecting his because he's like, I gotta protect Nina.
Yeah, facts. And he did. Fair play to him. He did. Listen,
and he's like, for all the criticisms, he's looking a little more angular in the face.
The thing I've always thought is like, how do you get bigger and then lean out as you get bigger? I don't know that I'm not.
How do you get bigger and then lean out as you get bigger?
Like, it's usually a process of getting bigger, leaning. He's leaning. Now you're on to it.
Now you're. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Max Kellerman quickly chimed in, saying, "Boxing's seen this movie before: sudden size, sudden power, sudden knockouts. It always leads to the same question: what's really going on behind the scenes?" His comment was the spark that truly ignited the debate.
And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever, I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I'll be in a crib.
Yeah, bro. Like there's no way. Whatever stuff I'm taking ain't working, bro.
Actually, like, what do you think it is that about Jake that makes people say that he's on something? Like, what? Like, is it just the fact that he's progressed so much in the sport?
Like, I don't know why I couldn't put any weight on, and you were able to put on. You said 230.
I can gain weight
because right now, Jake Paul's career is walking a fine line between entertainment and outright controversy. I think he's taking steroids. Yeah, I do. 100%, Smith declared. I'd bet all the money on it.
Not one that's really taken my interest at all. Them fights don't really bother me. I might flick it on if it's casual and about, but I'm not following the build up or interested in it really.
Who wins?
I think it's obvious that Davis would win, even with all the size difference. But again, I wouldn't put anything past that kind of showman, stagey kind of fights.
Let's not forget, this isn't the first time Jake Paul has faced these accusations. Dylan Dennis, Mike Perry, and even Dana White have all publicly accused him of using PEDs. Back in 2022, Dana went as far as challenging Jake to undergo 2 years of random steroid testing to prove he was clean.
Tell people what your workout is like and tell people how much you work on boxing and being in shape.
We're waking up, at the track, running 800 meter, 400 meter, 200, 200, 800, 400, 200, 200, 200, sparring, sprinting, all types of workouts, push-ups, pull-ups, sledgehammer, tire flips, jogging 5 miles after that, abs, getting punched in the stomach nonstop, and then doing it all over again the next day. Ice baths, recovery, yoga, meditation, visualization, manifestation of winning the fight. And I think people get confused by me promoting the fight. They think I'm just messing around by making these skits and having fun. And they think I'm, not going to come in and take this guy's head off.
Jake brushed it off back then, laughing at the accusations. But now, the timing couldn't be worse. He's preparing to face Gervonta "Tank" Davis, one of boxing's most dangerous pound-for-pound fighters. And the steroid chatter just refuses to die down.
Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. Almost a 100-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being a bully.
Even before training camp officially began, fans were already flooding social media with side-by-side photos of Jake from his early boxing days compared to now. And the transformation is staggering. His traps are fuller, his arms noticeably thicker, and veins bulge across his physique like he's prepping for a bodybuilding show.
I respect Jake Paul as a marketer, promoter, but as a prize fighter, I don't, because I've been around the game of boxing for over 20 years. If you're calling yourself a professional boxer, stop fighting people that are 50 years old. Bro, he's fighting the retired MMA fighters, the UFC fighters that are 40 and 50.
You know why? Because you could fix those fights and it's not illegal. It's exhibition.
When you're stepping into the ring against someone 60 pounds lighter, and there's even a hint of PED use in the air, that's not boxing. That's bullying. And that's exactly how many critics are viewing this matchup.
Speaking of bumps, right over it. Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be having to take PEDs, are you?
Listen, if you want to build in excuses right now,
no, I'm just asking.
Go ahead.
Because I was just wondering, I looked at your face, it looked kind of serious. You had some rage and you acting all unorthodox. Those are signs of the PEDs.
I'm enraged. I'm not enraged at all.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all? Okay.
No, sir.
That's what I feel on PEDs? I don't care. You can be on horse tranquilizer steroids. You can get a whole new body from Walmart. You're still getting slept.
At 61 and weighing 225 pounds, Jake Paul now looks more like a cruiserweight linebacker than a traditional boxer. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis stands at just 5 feet 5 inches and fights at 135 pounds. The agreed catch weight for their November bout is 195, a gap so wide it's practically a canyon. Jake Paul's entire image is built on proving he belongs in the sport. But if there's any truth to the performance enhancer speculation, that foundation could completely collapse.
Everyone goes through it. You get cold, you get wet, whatever.
Jake has denied every allegation. He's publicly stated, "We're under random drug testing 24/7. They can knock on my door anytime." He's even threatened to sue journalists and influencers who've accused him of steroid use. But that hasn't stopped the speculation. Because at this point, it's not just about test results, it's about optics. The sudden muscle explosion, the acne, the flushed aggression during weigh-ins. All of it feeds a narrative. And in today's social media-driven world, perception often becomes reality.
The exhibition match of Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What's your thoughts on that? Just overall, do you feel like Gervonta Davis is more checked out than being checked in boxing right now?
¿Sientes que Gervonta Davis está más desenganchado del boxeo que enganchado con el boxeo, considerando lo que aceptó con Jake Paul?
Sí, totalmente. I don't think Tank cares about what it does for the sport. I think, and I get it, like I was very open and honest with my last fight and the things around it. Tried not to be before because I didn't want anyone to, you know, not be excited for what was a good fight on paper, definitely. But when you kind of lose that love for the craft and the discipline, and getting in the ring don't mean as much as it did when you was growing up and on the way up. I've kind of seen that in Tank. Now, he had a hard fight against Lamont Roach Jr. and that might have been a part of it. Like, wow, man, this is getting hard against fighters that I think I'm levels above, and turned out on the night that I wasn't. And not only that, with prize fighters, I hope, for the little people of the world, I hope Jake Paul gets absolutely starched by someone nearly half his size.
Fans are asking, how does Jake pack on nearly 40 pounds of pure muscle while still staying ripped? Trainers are wondering, where does that endless gas tank come from? And opponents, they're just shaking their heads in disbelief.
All right, I'm going to bring up the elephant in the room. Let's talk about PEDs. Because that's the reason why guys don't fight as often either. They've got to clear their systems from their ped use. So just to be honest, guys. So if you have a fighter who is using something or whatever, you're not going to see them fighting as often because it's a lot easier to get caught if you're not having that downtime to clear anything out of your system that's not supposed to be there. So let's be serious. I know we don't want to talk about the elephant in the room, but somebody's got to bring it up. Today it's me.
Meanwhile, Tank Davis is watching it all unfold, silent, composed, and completely unbothered. But if you know Tank, you know that silence means danger. Ever since the draw with Lamont Roach, critics have claimed Tank lost his edge, that his hunger and killer instinct had faded. But this fight with Jake Paul, it's different. It's personal.